Hello, my name is Markus Römer. I'm a GMP consultant and auditor. Today we start with something else. I have opened the page of the American Psychological Association, and it defines very clearly misinformation and disinformation. And I find that very interesting. We are surrounded by misinformation or even disinformation. The definition is quite very interesting. And I started with that page because today we talk about the ISPE GAMP 5 second edition software categories. Also mentioning there are also two hardware categories, but today we stay with the software categories. And whenever I'm use Google for that or anything like this, I think 80–90% of the information given to you is misinformation or even disinformation. So let's have a few on it. So I was also asking AI Gemini, Google Gemini, and it's no surprise that the information that Gemini is learning from this wrong information, maybe that's also the risk with an AI, is a little bit wrong. So here they talk about the categories, non-configurable, commercial off-the-shelf software according GAMP. This is not entirely true. Even here with some pictures that Gemini found in the internet. But category 2 of the software categories is not used since 2008. So Gemini is also searching for information and basically it's totally wrong. So for category 4, the name changed before 2023. It was called non-configurable software. It's also very important that a lot of translation mistakes are done in foreign languages, for example, here in Germany, for example, but also on English slides, there's difference between if something is configurable and if it's something configured. So a non-configured software could be configurable, but you are using the standard configuration, which is provided by the supplier. So this is category 3. But take care what you do if you talk about configurable software or non-configured software or configurable software. That's a difference. I was saying, and I also want to give some reactions on that. So this is another YouTube video. This is 2 years old. It's totally wrong. Even 2 years ago, before GAMP 5 second edition, category 1 was never ever the operating system, maybe in GAMP 4 and GAMP 3. So GAMP category 1 is IT infrastructure, and it's not only the operating system on a PC, that could also be middleware, backup tools, and so on. Category 2 firmware, it was replaced. It's not anymore used since 2008. Since 2008, again, this is an information of today, basically, of 2 years ago. It's not used anymore. Category 3, even when this clip was done, it was a non-configured software. So it is configurable, but you use it in the standard configuration. And then number 4 and number 5 are correct. But again, you see, if you Google for that and you find such sources, you get the totally wrong information. Here, for example, that's okay. Yeah, in GAMP 4 and GAMP 5, it's showing a table. It's a little bit older, but it's correct. That category 2 is not anymore used. Then category 3 was now named from non-configured software to standard system components. And I cannot share my GAMP 5 second edition version with you, but I think there are some important things. written in GAMP 5 second edition. So that's basically brand new, the current information. I just read some sentence out there, how interesting it is. It's because the software categories, basically, if I do validation, I do not really care about that. Sometimes I think it's really a pity that people are talking about the software categories for weeks and days. So yeah, according to GAMP 5 second edition, it should be noted that categories 3 to 5 are effectively a continuum with no absolute boundaries, and that most systems will contain components of multiple categories. This is exactly how it is. You would buy an application, a system, and there could be whatever, 90% could be category 3. So these are standard components, for example. Maybe 5 of them or 5% of 100 requirements, you must configure them. There's some standard configuration possible. The systems are more configurable. And it could be that whatever 5 functions or requirements out of 100, so 5%, must be developed for you. So that would be category 5. What is also interesting, what is in GAMP 5 second edition, you find always a subchapter of the changes from GAMP 5 compared with the first edition. The software category is just one factor in a risk-based approach. It's only one, even it's not very important. Even according GAMP, this is a good sentence saying software categories still bring benefit in deciding the rigor of supplier assessment and also when judging the probability of a failure or defect occurring occurring in the system. Yeah. So, but it's not used to build up the entire validation approach. What is also interesting, and I want to share with you, the GAMP categories again. Yeah, according GAMP 5, second edition, category 3, standard system components. Anything else that you write, it's not correct. Category 2 is not used. Category 1 is called infrastructure, software, tools, and IT services, right? So category 4, stay with that, configured components, and category 5, custom applications and components. That's the original words used by GAMP 5 second edition. Again, it's just the categories, and these categories are just technical, have a technical background. So from a GMP point of view, I don't mind. From a product patient risk, I don't mind if you have configured it or not configured, or if you have developed it. The software categories, these technical categories, although I'm an engineer by education, but these are not defining the real GMP product and patient risk. It's only technical categories. So don't use it as more as for defining if you need to have a supplier audit or something like this. What I share with you here is what was written by the PICS in, listen, 2007. So again, a lot of people think about these categories and they build up their entire qualification and validation approach only on these categories. Here, the PICS, the inspectors have written something very good. 15.2 of the PICS, PIO 11. However, this predefined category approach may be difficult to apply to complex integrated computerized systems where different GAMP category levels are effectively combined. Okay, now GAMP 5 second edition 2023 have also realized that and updated it. So many systems span the category levels. For all critical systems, a holistic risk-based approach is necessary. And here's also, I marked that inspectors will be interested in the company's approach to identifying GXP risk and the criteria for assessing the fitness for purpose of the system application. Fitness for purpose. So I don't care about the software categories too much. I can use it for some things like saying the management, we should do a supplier audit, or we can do a postal audit or remote audit or whatever. But these are the software categories. And again, a lot of wrong information is given to you. Even the fantastic AI is here having a picture from GAMP 2008, 2004 or something like it. Very, very old, not accurate, not correct. It's simply misinformation. A lot of things that you get, like this picture, it's not correct. It's not correct. IQ, OQ, PQ. We should not use IQ, OQ, PQ since 2008 for computer system validation. So try to be easy, stay cool, look on the real resources, try to get the new GAMP 5-second edition in Appendix M4. You will find it how it is, Category 1, infrastructure, software, tools, and IT services. Category 2, not used. Category 3, standard system components with a very clear definition. And Category 4, configured components, and Category 5, custom applications and components. These are the official terms. 80–90% what I'm reading in the internet is simply wrong. Thanks so much. That was for today about the very simple GAMP categories. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.